Hello and welcome back to GP Film Review. Today I'm reviewing the film Abigail. So Abigail was directed by Matt Bettinelli-Open and Tyler Gillette. And I didn't realize that the director of the two most recent Scream films was in on this film, and that excited me. By the way, there will be a lot of spoilers ahead. Now on to the film's synopsis. After a group of criminals kidnap the ballerina daughter of a powerful underworld figure, they retreat to an isolated mansion, unaware that they're locked inside with no normal little girl. And I'd like to start by saying that this movie was kind of wild. The plot was all over the place, and honestly, the only way I could describe this movie would be with 3 words. What the fuck? Anyways, I'm going to start with a character analysis. I'll say that the characters in this film are better than most slasher horror films. I really enjoyed how they kept the characters pretty unknown and then did this scene where they would try to guess each other's characters and what they were about, and that was very entertaining. It was a very small cast of characters, and they were all pretty strong. I'd like to shout out Kathryn Newton on her portrayal of Sammy. She's a very talented actress. I also think Alicia Weir did a great job as Abigail, a psychotic child who just wants her dad to love her. And Giancarlo Esposito was barely in this film, but I think he did a pretty good job. Better than some of the other characters who were in the film longer. I could go on, but I'll just end by saying the characters were entertaining. Now today, instead of talking about the cinematography, I want to take a little time to talk about the effects / practical effects. I think the strongest part of this film were the practical effects. The blood and gore were very well done. Well, except for the end when one character gets stabbed through the heart and explodes and there's more blood and guts possible to fit in one body just everywhere. But that's no fault of the effects team. I think that's more of a director issue / producer issue. And next, I want to just give some personal thoughts to improve the movie. I don't really know what to say to improve the movie. Once we got to the last 10% of the film, it got super fucking weird. You take one character who you couldn't really tell what he was about, and then just have him say, fuck it, turn me into a vampire. And then kill the dude who could help you kill Abigail. So freaking weird. And then you try to have him kill Abigail by himself. His character, who is supposedly a detective, just does the dumbest shit. But I guess you could say he just went crazy once he turned. I mean, you could say I could say he could have joined Giancarlo Esposito and kill Abigail. And I could also say that you could have had Joey run out while Abigail and Frank attack each other. But honestly, after processing such a weird movie, I would say that I don't think I would change anything. I think that the story was decent. Pacing was good enough to follow without getting bored. And I liked how they foreshadowed what happens at the end when Joey promises Abigail that she'll protect her. The ending was all over the place, but it worked fairly well. Just felt super weird at the time. I also want to mention how the dialogue was not very good. Some of the things said just felt like they forgot that every other character besides Abigail was an adult. Seemed like half of Frank's lines in the last 10% of the movie were written like he was a 12-year-old child. But overall, it was pretty good. Next, I want to talk about the sound for a minute. The sound was okay. I went to see this film in a Dolby Surround sound theater, and there weren't a lot of wow moments like you'd expect. They did a great job with the juxtaposition of the ballet music during multiple points of the film. But other than that, I don't really have much to say. I would probably give this film a 5.5 out of 10. The new movie was pretty wild, but had some good parts. Some of the characters were pretty good, and I liked the FX and practical effects. And although the ending was pretty weird, I don't think I would have changed it. And the story was okay. It felt like some of the dialogue was poor at the end. And lastly, the sound was okay. I liked the juxtaposition of the ballet music, but other than that, pretty mid. And I'll just end by saying this. What the fuck?